How do you feel about doing this? Do you have any reservations, qualms, excitement, anything like that?
All of that. I have all of that. I'm super in control of the situation usually, and I'm very used to that. So getting into a situation where I have no control whatsoever, that is very different from what I usually do or what I usually show of myself.
Were you always so expressive?
No. I come from a smaller town in the west of Germany. There were no black people at all. So I would always naturally stick out because I was never the kind of girl that I felt guys would be attracted to, because I wasn't blonde and had straight hair and was super skinny and the super classy European type. Here I always felt like maybe I'm a bit too thick, my ass is a bit too much, or I can't really wear a super tight dress because then everybody's looking at my body and I'm not even that super curvy. And then I went to the US and was in New York for a while, and all of a sudden I was like super attractive to a lot of people there. And also exposed to a community where every second person is black, and I didn't feel over-sexualized all the time. I came back with a different confidence. I feel for black people in Germany, I don't know how it's now, just from my experience, depending on where you grow up, it takes you a while to find yourself. You don't really have the luck to be in a group of a lot of colored people, and then when you start to try to figure out who you are or find something you can identify with, you kind of go to TV or pop culture or people or rappers or singers or actors. We also don't really have a lot of black people on TV or in commercials, so you're pretty on your own with figuring out who you are and where you want to stand, what kind of person, woman, man you want to be. Mostly when people talk about being black, or everything you see in culture being black is actually being a black American and not being black. So that is very different because the black Americans have a very specific history. We have a shared world of experiences here and there, but still that is not really my history or my story.
Can you talk about assumptions that people make about you based on your appearance?
I used to be way more openly sexual. Like my first album, I was expressing sexuality a lot. I felt misunderstood in that way as a woman a lot, because people have that belief that when you're sexual or when you open about your sexuality, then you're stupid. Especially like in music or in entertainment, the less you wear, the less likely is it that you're taken serious. And I was very serious about my art and about what I was saying and about being a poet and being a musician. So it was really odd for me to then be reduced to sexual stuff, just because that is in the eyes of people so much louder. Like the whole Kim Kardashian stories, that would never be possible in Germany. They're just very judgmental here, because I think we as a people or as Germans, it's just everybody is very humble and expects other people to be humble. So if you have like a huge sports car driving through the streets, maybe in America people would be, oh my God, good for you, nice car. Here it would be kind of like, oh my God, look at this guy with this car, he's showing off. So it's just the perception of that, like being humble is kind of the way to go. My mom is very strong and at the same time very vulnerable, but never really shows it. I can't really remember my mom or anyone in my family ever crying or being super sad. I think my biggest struggle is that it's really hard for me to show weakness. I got out of a relationship that broke my heart for the first time. I was just on every level very shocked, just moved in together and was just standing there kind of like, Jesus, the fuck is this? But it was also the best experience that I ever had, because it really changed me and it really opened me up to just being honest and open and vulnerable. I think I was so desperate to connect all of a sudden. The whole world is promoting that idea of you can do it and just do your thing and you can do it on your own. And I was kind of like, no, that is wrong. That is so wrong. And I was just really missing that connection in the world and in people, and I just couldn't hear the fucking do you bullshit.
Even if you're not in touch with it, but do you think that there's something that you're protecting, that you're afraid to feel?
I don't know, maybe. I think it might be a control thing. I didn't really see it as offending when somebody would tell me, you're really pretty for a black girl. Mm-hmm. That was offending to me at that time. Now I'm kind of like, Jesus, the shit that you heard sometimes from people is ridiculous. I have this thing in my head that my mom told me, and I've heard it from a lot of other people of color. My mom was always like, you kind of always have to be twice as good as everything to get the same recognition. It's like, why didn't I get the role in that play? Or because I was really good, I was better than that other girl who got it. Or why was I not invited to that birthday? But yeah, that sense of being perfect or being in control from the outside, and my mom was a lot like that.
So coming undone, being a mess was hard.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah. Actually never taken this off.
Why have you never taken it off?
My boyfriend gave that to me. I mean, first of all, I never thought I would fall in love with somebody like him. He's he's super open. No walls, thin skin, and I'm kind of like more like a thunder, especially when we fight or anything. I just fucking shoot around me, and then I see what's still there, maybe shoot a little more. We got to a point after a couple months where he was like, if you're not opening up to me, if you're not letting me see or giving me something to hold on to, this is not gonna work. And then really realized I might lose that person. I took a good look at myself. For me, it meant really just pausing for a second rather than taking what I think and how I see the world and what my experiences are as a given and as right. Just hearing what that other person thinks and trying to see that and see through that and putting myself in their shoes and then going back to my perspective and making that a part of my perspective. That was something that I rarely did before.
Do you want to take off yourself?
I just have to think. I just recently rearranged my sock drawer, which made me really happy. When I see them, because I haven't seen the socks for a while. They were somewhere really like below.
Socks are very important right now.
Yeah.
Socks are one of my big. Socks are big.
I feel that. Yeah. Shirt. Here we go. Iggy has to go.
So when do you feel the most vulnerable?
When I make music, I think, especially with other people. It took me a long time to let other people be part of the process, and that is also a time where I can let go and where I really just show myself and it doesn't matter. I feel very vulnerable in these states of creativity.
Okay, so can you take off your glasses? Will you be able to still sort of see?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Everyone just gets prettier.
What does self-acceptance mean to you?
Just liking yourself, despite all the things that don't fit in, or maybe for the things that don't fit in.
How do you feel?
Sexy. Good, and I have to pee.
Okay. So that was beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm gonna
Thank you.
You can pee, but I'm gonna take pictures of you like this, and then as you're getting dressed. Okay.
This is my mom, Elisa.
And this is my daughter, Lily, and we're the creators of StyleLikeU.
Join the movement for self-acceptance by following us on Instagram, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and buying our new book.